Hello, Jensen. Hello, Yishin. Hello, Sarah. Okay, so every Friday we'll focus on comprehension and writing. Okay, so today we focus on, actually have two things I need you to do today. Today a little bit heavy. All right, so today we're going to do one story reading and another one is the writing as well. So let me share the screen with you. Joanna is joining in right now. Okay, so there is two things I would need you to do for today. Okay, based on our textbook previously. Okay, we learned about, where is it? Book description. Okay, we learned about book description, or we can also call it as the summary. So this one basically it's how you write the book. Is basically is that you want people to read this book description and then it's like, wow, this book like very exciting, I want to know more. Okay, so the book's description tell a little bit about story, but it teases you and you don't know the whole story. Okay, so this is how you write a book description, just like how you watch a movie. Okay, a movie you call it as a trailer. A trailer. Okay, when a trailer you watch a movie is like, hey, Jurassic Park, I know there is some dinosaur, but I don't know what will happen to the dinosaur. Did they die? Did they kill people? What happened? Okay, there is like 101 questions when you see the trailer. It's like so exciting, yet you don't know what is the conclusion. So it excites you, but no conclusion. That is how you write, how you create a trailer for a movie. Same thing goes to the books. For a book, you have a description. It's like, wow, looks so interesting. It's like, wow, like mainly this mountain is like so magical. It's like it is a fruitless mountain, which is like, oh no, people are so poor, no fruit and everything. How do they survive? You're very curious to know about that. But it's like, why so magical about this mountain? So this is what leads people want to read the book. So that is how you write a book description. So today what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna read a book. Okay, not exactly a book, but this is year 4, just for information. Year 4 is about 700 words. Okay, so you see that you have 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page, 4 page. Okay, I'll read a story, a 4 page story. Okay, then after that, I'll need you to write a book description. Okay, before that, let me share a video with you on how to write a book description.
Your book title, aside from your book cover, probably the book description is one of the most important things to get right when you are uploading a book on Amazon. The customers are most likely gonna look for their topic, look at the title, look at the book cover, and then to further make their decision on whether they want to purchase your book or not, they're going to read through the description. So it is very, very, very important. Today I'm going to give you some tips on how to write an awesome book description. So the first one is to start it off perfect. The first sentence has to be one of the best sentences in all your book description. It has to be stated like a headline. Maybe you can ask a question even. Ask a question that requires a yes answer. If you're writing a book on losing weight, are you
Okay, it's just like how we learned in our public speaking class. You want to capture the attention of the audience. You must always ask questions like, Have you thought of this? Do you think you can be slim? Okay. What are the ways to get slim in 5 days? Okay, these are the things that people were like, wow, I want to listen to you. All right.
Are you struggling with weight loss? The answer is going to be yes, and that's going to get them hooked on reading even more. So, the first sentence, make it a good one. The second tip I have for you is let's see. Explain why they want your book. Explain the benefits. Explain what they're going to learn. Bullet point list them, maybe. I forgot where I heard this. I'm pretty sure it was on one of the podcasts of Joanna Penn. If you've never heard of her, if you haven't looked into her material, you should. Just on YouTube, type in Joanna Penn. She has amazing podcasts, and most of the stuff that I share here with y'all is stuff that I learned from podcasts and reading and just educating myself as much as I can. So I believe it was from Joanna Penn, but I'm not sure. She was doing a podcast, maybe, I don't know. But it's just more enticing, more appealing to say you will discover in this book and then bullet point list them. So that is the second tip I have for you. The third tip is to tell a story, to make it compelling, to make it engaging, to make it relatable. Tell a quick story that relates to you and why you wanted to write the book, or to you and how the tips you're explaining in this book or what you're going to be teaching them in this book is going to help them because it helped you. All right, so the fourth one is to make use of the HTML. Go on to Google, look up HTML so that you can know how to use some of them. Someone told me on a Facebook group about a HTML generator, which I will be using for this book that I'm currently in the process of uploading, but I haven't used it yet. So if I get around to using it, then know about it, but I know that there's a way. For now, I have been using K Money Mastery's HTML template that they give. I use it more to my advantage because I can use things to make it into all that. So Google HTML if you are not boring. All right, so the fifth tip that I have for you is to space it out. Instead of writing a book description and it's all clumped up together, space out your paragraphs so that it looks nice, and it's just a better experience when they're reading your book description. So make sure you're spacing it out instead of having big blocks of text. All right, so I think that's all I have for you, just those 5 tips. Other than look at the best-selling books in your categories, in your niches, and see what they're doing, and don't just flat out copy them, but just as an idea of what to do.
Okay. So let me share with you a quick recap of what they have said. Okay. Typing in the chat. Okay. First of all, when you want people to read the storybook, you must first start with some kind of question, okay, that would be more appealing, that will lead people to generally say, yes, that's what I need. Like, for example, are you facing sleeping problems? Are you feeling flubby right now? Okay, so this one is the thing that people say, like, yes, okay. So people know that your book is talking about sleeping. Okay, so generally ask the questions that people would want already, would say a yes. Okay, then second thing is that space out, which is put more paragraph. Okay, don't put everything into one. Okay, because when everything lumpy, then people is like so long, too tired, I'm not gonna read. But people would like to read the first few lines of every paragraph. Okay, so try to make it a little bit more paragraph. Okay, then the third thing is basically create suspense. Okay, create suspense means that you tell a little bit, but don't tell everything. Okay, tell what is suspense, which is create the curiosity. Okay, you must create curiosity that people want to read. Okay, some curiosity that people want to read. do share with the climax of the story. It's like, for example, Jurassic Park. When the park, the dinosaur has been released out of its cage, has escaped from the cage. All right, so this is where it's like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Okay, so put the climax up front. Okay, but number 4, never tell the conclusion. Don't tell people the end of the story. So people want to read. If people already understand the story, it's like, oh, nice story. But do I want to read? No, because I already know. Okay. So then basically last one is basically exciting. Pretty much. That's it. Okay. Okay. Any questions about this? If no questions, we'll dive straight into the story. Okay, so today we're gonna learn a little bit about Rosa Parks Takes a Stand. Okay, what is the story about? Okay, can we have Jensen to read the first paragraph, please? Thank you.
Rosa Parks was tired. She had worked long hours that day as a seams at a local clothing store in Montgomery, Alabama. However, it was not because she was physical tired that she refused to give up her seat on the bus to a white man. It was because she was worn out for being pushed around. She was tired for the discrimination in the world around her.
Discrimination. Discrimination means that people discriminate between the blacks and the whites. Okay, they think that, hey, black people are like one class below. That's discrimination. Okay, 歧视. Got it? Okay, so Rosa Parks was tired. So Rosa Parks, this lady is so tired. Is it because she's physically tired, like exercise kind of tired? No, she has worked long hours that day, yes, which seamstressly at the local clothing store, which means that she works as maybe a cashier, maybe a shop assistant in a clothing store. Okay, it's not that because she's physically tired, but because she was so worn out. Okay, which means worn out, another way of saying tired, from being pushed around because there are discrimination in the world around her. Okay, so she refused to give her seat to a white man. Okay, so this is a discrimination between the black and the white. Okay, Yixun, can you read the second paragraph, please? Yixun. Can you read? I think we can hear you. One second, you sure?
Huh?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Discrimination. Are you having any problem? Any technical issue you're facing?
Giờ đùa.
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, no problem. Okay, let me read the next paragraph. Discrimination is when a person is treated differently or judged unfairly by others. Rosa Parks lived at a time and in a place where people were discriminated against based on the color of the skin. It's like, oh, white color is smarter, the black color is not great, and stuff like that. She really hate people discriminated. So the black people were often treated differently than the white people. They could not shop at the same stores, eat at the same restaurants, or even use the same water fountain as white people. Okay, nice. Okay, Sarah, can you read next, please? Sarah, you there? Sarah, are you there? Okay. Joanna?
Schools were segregated,
Segregated?
segregated or separated according to a person's skin
Skin
color.
color. Thank you, Joanna. Okay, schools were segregated or separated according to the person's skin color. As a child, Mrs. Park remembered school buses taking white children to their schools. Meanwhile, black children had to walk miles to their often run-down schools. Okay, run-down school, which means that the school is not like luxury, but it's like half spoiled kind of thing, very run-down school. School for black children did not have enough books, supplies, or even desks. So you see, the black children's school are very pity that they do not have enough of everything. Everything is poorer. However, there were plenty of learning materials at school for white children. Isn't that fair or not fair? Not fair, right? At a young age, Mrs. Park understood, but did not accept, that there were two worlds, a world for white people and a world for black people. Parks was small as a child, but she was not one to back down from a fight. Okay, means that did he give up? Did she give up? Like, oh, everyone discriminate me. Okay, I'm black, so I'm gonna keep quiet. No, she did not. Okay, she did not back it down, and she would fight for it for the rights of the blacks. There were some white children in their neighborhood who would bully black children. Mrs. Park often stood up to them, sometimes even resorting to use her fist. It's like, hey, dare you bully the black people? Okay, so she's only even like resorting with her fist. That is like, she's like, don't bully. Okay, so she's standing firm on it. Even though Mrs. Park saw a lot of hatred and unkindness, she also knew that not all people were like that. Mrs. Park believed in the goodness of all people. She believed in a person's ability to do the right thing. On December 1st, 1955, Mrs. Park took a stand against discrimination by remaining sit on the bus. She's like, you ask me to stand? I'm not gonna stand. Not because I'm black. I'm gonna sit anyway. You white is not any better. So she refused. Okay, she took a stand. Means that she refused to give up. She wanted to put up a fight. The rules for who could sit in which bus seat were just unjust. Unjust means unfair. At that time, there was a section of the bus for white people and a small section at the back of the bus for black people. The white section could be made according to how many white passengers were on the bus. Even though most of the passengers were generally black people, they often had to stand and even get off the bus if there was not enough room for the white passenger. So you see, they give higher priority, means that the white people have the first right. Okay, but the black people is like, not enough seat, you get down. Wow, such a bully, isn't it? As more white passengers boarded the bus that day, the bus driver demanded that Mrs. Park and 3 other passengers in the colored section give up their seat to 4 white passengers. Mrs. Park thought of how her people had been abused and mistreated because of the colors of their skin. The 3 other passengers moved, but Parks refused. The bus driver started to become angry. Are you going to stand up? He asked Mrs. Park. No, I'm not, she replied. She is very firm that she's not gonna give the white people the first priority. We are equal. So, well, if you don't stand up, I'm going to have to call the police and have you arrested, he went on. You may do that, Mrs. Park responded. Mrs. Park was duly arrested. The next day, she went to court. Her trial lasted 30 minutes. She was found guilty and fined. But Mrs. Park continued to fight for her rights in the courts. Even the courts, you see, it's unfair. Rosa Parks became a spark that helped ignite the fight against segregation. After her arrest, over 40,000 black people boycotted riding the bus. They carpooled together, used cabs operated by black drivers, and some even walked as far as 20 miles to get to work. While that type of segregation is no longer exists in America today, there is still inequality and there are wrongs that need to be righted. Rosa Parks fought for racial, criminal, and social justice for her entire life. She showed that even ordinary people can take a stand for what is right and make a change. Sometimes all it takes is a simple act of courage, which means that you have to be very brave. You need some courage to stand strong. Okay, so that's pretty much the story. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, if no questions, let's do something simple first. I'm going to send this link to you. Oops. I'm going to send this link to you so that if you want to scroll up and down, you can always scroll it. Okay. Okay, so the link is sent to you. Okay, try to do this. Try to do this. Then we'll discuss. Okay, try to do this, then we'll discuss.
Teacher, do what?
Try to match. Okay, so this is, okay, during Rosa Parks' time, there were a lot of things that were opposite of how they should have been. Match the word column A to the words in column B, which have opposite meaning. For example, unfair. The opposite of unfair is fair. Unfair.
the screen?
Oh, yes, do on the screen. Feel free to do on the screen, then we'll discuss. Everyone can do it on the screen, no problem. Okay, let's discuss, all right? Okay, number one, unfair. Its opposite is fair. Very good. Okay, number two, different. The opposite of different is same. Very good. Next, unjust. Just. True. Unequal. Equal. This is pretty easy. Okay. Segregated. Segregated is separated. Separated, keep it together. Cruel. Opposite is kind. Wrong. Correct and wrong. I. Enemy, friend. Move, stay. Afraid, brave. Okay, any questions on this? Easy? Okay, so let's move on. Okay. Is there any words you don't understand here? Okay, if no problem, please try to answer. Okay. Just answer on the screen. Then we'll discuss. Mrs. Park became a what? That ignite the fight against the segregation. Ignite is like fire, ignite, spark. Try again. It's on the passage. Okay. Whichever correct, I'll leave it. Whichever wrong, I'll try again. Okay. Okay, I give you some hints everywhere, okay? The first one, Mrs. Park has become the that ignite the fight against segregation. Number two, Mrs. Park took a stand against discrimination by the remaining seat or between the black and the white. Number three, she was exhausted of the discrimination in the world around her. Number four, over 40,000 black people, very good, boycotted riding the bus. Schools were separated according to people's skin color. Good. 3, 4, 5, good. 3, 4, 5, good. Okay, this one done, this one done, this one done. Very good. Okay, number one is spark. Okay, Mrs. Park become a spark that ignite. The fight against segregation. Okay, and then they took a stand against discrimination by remaining seat in the bus. Any questions here? Okay, so no problem. Let me clear. These are your homework, so you just need to know how to do it. Okay. Imagine, okay, this one, let's just put aside first. How much time? Okay, I think this one, you do a quick one. Let's do a quick one. Okay, imagine you are in a playground and saw another child being treated unfairly or bullied because of how they will look. What would you do? What will you do? Okay, please type in the chat and send to me privately. Okay, everyone can answer differently. Like for example, I would stand up to fight against bullies. Okay, where I would ensure that everyone line up and take turns for them to play the things in the play the seesaw, play the slide in the playground. Okay, so anything you like. This one just around 10 to 15 word will be nice. 10 to 15 word is nice. Okay, send to me in the chat. So today your homework, there is two parts of the homework. First part is this one, all this. Okay, the second part is that the story, the entire story, I will need you to write a description. Okay, a quick description. You can write about 50 to 100 words. 50 to 100 words. Okay, that will be your homework. So every Friday will be comprehension day, all right? Is that a comprehension or writing? Okay, someone actually replied, said that I will take him or her to a safe place and play with him. All right, fine. That is a very peace method. Good, done. Okay, if you're done with this, you can start writing your comprehension. Do your writing for the book description. Write in your exercise book or A4 paper. All right, okay, and submit into the Google Classroom. Okay, so we have one submitted, 4 more to go. If you're facing any questions, feel free to private message me too. Okay, I think that's it for today's class. Any questions you would like to ask?
No.
No, everything understand, okay? So please submit your homework through Google Classroom. That's all for today's class. Okay, goodbye.